Hello. I hate every last single one of you. This is the pessimistic Red Panda, and I'm back with another video. Yay, fuck you. This is a story about a guy I knew about 5 years ago, about 5 years ago. I still see him around town every so often, but he acts like he can't speak to me. And I know he has a degenerative eye problem, but he should know who the fuck I am after everything I've done for him. That's how niggas are. Anyway, this is the story of FNB, part 1. So about 5 years ago, it was the summer of late 2013. I was unemployed. I was still trying to find a job. About this time, it's been over 3 years since I graduated Albany State. Trying to find a job in this pissant town is horrible. Early one summer day, I was chilling at the card shop, and I met this guy. And in a lot of ways, I wish I never met this guy. At first, he seemed cool, and over the summer and into the fall, and barely into the winter, I should have avoided him. I should have stayed the hell away. Just for privacy purposes, I'm calling this guy FNB. So FNB was a student at Darton. Darton is a college. Well, now it's called Albany State West. So the suckhole that is Albany State absorbed the other college in town. A lot of people are going to tell me,
Pessimistic Red Panda, why do you hate Albany State so much?
have you been there? They seem to care more about making money than actually the students themselves, but I'll explain my disdain for that college in the future. So I got in touch with him through my Afrocentric friend. FNB said he needed some help on an English assignment, so I helped him out with it. He was elated, and we started hanging out. A couple weeks into knowing FNB, the first time I realized hanging out with this guy is a really bad idea was one Saturday at the card shop. It was a pretty good day. I spent most of the day playing a Magic the Gathering. The shop was going to close early, so we went to Burger King. Crew at this time was, let me choose some nicknames here. It was me, Pessimistic Red Panda, White Bread, and Dog. And of course FNB. We all went to Burger King. And this is around the time where Burger King had the soft serve cones for $2 for $1. So after we got something to eat, we chatted up a little bit. We headed back to the shop. And we were going to gather our things and, leave and do whatever we do after the shop. Everyone had ice cream cones except for me. I didn't too much like them. But I'd eat one, if it was offered to me. But yeah. So FNB, he had 2 of them. One in each hand. Right before we reached the card shop, we were on this long road that led away from Burger King that led straight to the card shop. There was 4 police cars, and they flew by. I think one was a police van. I'm not too sure. And one of these cars was a gang task force car. So I'm guessing they were ready to do a bust or something. The gang task force car, that car had slowed to a stop. And from what I remember, a cop had hopped out. He yelled, "Hey, you in the red shirt?" He was talking to FNB. "Hey, where you from?" FNB replied without any hesitation,
"Why the fuck you wanna know?"
In my head, and probably everyone else's head, we were wondering, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Just let the cop know where you're from so we can just go and do what we want to do after the card shop. No need for any of us to get incarcerated for your bullshit. So the cop replied, "Excuse me?" He then put his hand on his taser. He didn't aim it at anybody. He put his hand on his taser. He didn't aim it. Before any of these Black Lives Matter people say, "Oh, he's going to shoot him," or whatever. No. The cop in the situation was a professional. I wish more people would follow this guy's example. Anyway, I took a gander at this cop's equipment. This man was strapped. He looked like he was, like I said before, ready to make a bust. He had tasers, multiple handcuffs, a pistol, and a SWAT flak jacket. Maybe some tear gas. He looked like a meal from Halo Reach. The guy with the huge knife. Well, he didn't have the huge knife, but I love that armor piece. But anyway, FNB gladly reiterated, a little bit angrier this time.
Why the fuck you want to know?
I looked over at White Bread, and he turned pale in the face. He was just shocked. And dog, he was fucking shaking his head, dismayed by the fucking idiocy of this dude. What the fuck? And me, I was like, you know what? I've seen so much stupid shit. I was ambivalent toward the whole situation. So the officer gave him another chance. He pretty much shrugged off whatever stupid exchange he just had. And he said, you need to pull up your pants. Ain't nobody trying to see your drawers. FNB rebutted,
Man, I can't pull up my motherfucking pants. I got ice creams in my hand.
I'm like, why didn't you hand the ice cream to somebody else so they can hold the ice cream? I've only known this motherfucker for about 2 weeks at this point. And he's already arguing with a fucking cop. A gang task force cop at that. And before I knew it, the situation just escalated. FNB was searched, put in handcuffs, and placed in the back of the car. He yelled at me to call his mother. So I did. As with most people I know, no answer. After a few minutes of the cop running FNB's record, the cop let FNB go. He gave FNB a speech about respect. He said something about the cop was a former Marine and he ain't gonna let a person with sagging pants disrespect him. He then drove off. That's not the end of the story, but I did manage to get an interview with someone who witnessed the whole thing. Yay! Screw life. Hello! I managed to secure another last minute interview. I am here with the dog. Hello dog, how you doing?
Okay, you probably should use that CIA secret, meeting voice. You know, an ultra deep voice up here they always play, so that way you remain anonymous. I got you. I'll come with your voice later. Anyway, I'm here to, thank you for, agreeing to do this interview with me. I know there's a lot, this very, very last second. I'm talking about, to the wire last second, Kanye West or whatever. It's to the wire, never mind. That's not to the wire. Whatever. Okay, my references suffers today. But, I'm here to ask you about, this incident that happened about 5 years ago with, FNB. What, that long? Yeah, it's been 5 years, believe it or not. I remember it's been 5 years because Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on last gen consoles that same year. Yeah. So, that's how I remember that. Can you explain what happened, the situation that happened? Oh boy, let's see, what started? We leaving Burger King. So we're walking down the street from Burger King just talking. FNB has ice cream cone. Hand sagging, got a box showing same look everybody was talking about. And I'm pretty sure we talked the story because you already know. This city we in just happen to have an ordinance for sagging pants, which some people complain about, but I think some folks need to understand. If we didn't have that law, that would fall under indecent exposure, which is a much harsher penalty. I think the sagging pants law with a $50 fine, something small. Fine, yeah. I mean, indecent exposure, you can get jail time for that. Misdemeanor? Yeah, and then you risk getting a nice little green square slip on your house. Yeah. For being a sex offender. So, you really don't want to be a sex offender because your pants were sagging. So, I wish folks would understand that about that law, but still, that leads into this. So, we're coming back towards our place of gaming. If I won't give out, I guess, too many details. So, we come to our place of gaming. As we come back towards that area, I think we were supposed to be going to DQ or Dollar General, I'm not sure. So we're supposed to go to some other store in that strip mall. I can't remember, but the thing is, there was a convoy of cops coming by. And there were 2 drug unit cars, then there was one one car, I think there's one more SUV behind that car. So the cop in the car by himself slows down. He comes to a complete stop, but he slows down, lets his window down. Tells FNB, hey man, can you pull your pants up? So first thing I'm thinking okay, hand me ice cream cone, he can pull his pants up, whatever. I said, this dude not even come to a complete stop. I said, by the time that dude get around the corner, you can do whatever. I forgot exactly what he said. I think he said something about either his hands full or something like that. Yeah. So then the cop comes to a stop, and then he just start. Then he asks him again, a bit more stern, and then once cop just start catching attitude about his hands are full of some other crap he was saying about why he can't get his pants up. Then he finally hands me the ice cream cone. This is after the cop stopped and get out the car. So then he asks for some ID. Then he just started cussing at the car. So the cops was like, I did it several times, and I didn't do, I can't remember exactly what he said to him after that, but he was cussing at him. And so I'm sitting home on the ice cream cone, and the group, excluding FNB, was standing back a good bit, because we were like, alright, I ain't got nothing to do with this. We were like, we ain't got nothing to do with this crap here. So then, I didn't try to ask him one more time, I didn't ask him to go put his hands in the car or something like that at first. He refused to do it again. And then he squared up with the cop. And that's right when the cop got his chase, and then that's when we stepped back even further. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I'm sitting here thinking, and also in my mind, I'm thinking like, dog. Now, I wish I had my phone, but I wish my phone was charged, cause back then the phone I had sucky bad, like, it was great. So I was like, man, this can go on World Star, this fool about to get tased. And I'm like, I ain't seen nobody get tased up on cops. And I'm already low-key losing a whole lot of respect for this guy for a whole lot of stuff he has already done to, like, the pestilence of Red Panda here. So I'm like, and some other stupid stuff he done, like, almost basically embarrasses all in the store, telling some extremely not safe for work story about some weird Russian experiment.
Oh, you talking about I forgot Unit 751.
Yeah.
The Japanese experimentation stuff, that was a little extreme.
And he was talking about that loud, where Air Force is looking back at him.
He doesn't have an inside voice, but continue on with
So after that, this cop has to chase him. He never pointed out, first of all, for something for like, hey, but still, he don't even disagree with him, man. He never pointed the taser at him.
He never pointed at him.
He told him to get on the car, and I just feel him squaring up. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure a lot of other cops would have tased him for all this stuff.
I would have.
And so, he finally goes onto the car, gets cuffed up and stuff, then he's sitting in the back seat, and then, to me, it almost feel like a hood movie because he did the same thing you always see in the hood. So he called the car. He leaned out the car, yelling at us to call his mama or something.
Yeah, he did.
And the whole time I'm thinking in my mind, like, all of this could have been avoided.
It could have, man.
I'm like, all you had to do was pull your pants up. And then you catch the attitude of the cop, and I'm like, dog, I'm glad you didn't get us dragged into your mess. So I'm saying like, dog, we up here in the group with you. I ain't got nothing going on, but you putting us at risk for some stupid stuff that you're doing.
Yes.
So the owner of the shop, I'm not doing too, whatever, but they happened to see what's going on and came to talk to the cop about it. I'm not sure what was said, because I'm not sure what was said, because we've been staying right where we were the whole time. Ollie just in shock that this BS just occurred.
Yeah.
So she takes off, and then after a few minutes, just running his paperwork and all that stuff, seeing I guess he made sure he all clean and everything. The cop lets him go, and then dresses him down about the fact that he has kids this boy's age. And said, I think he seen the son, he said,
yeah.
So he said he didn't let no kid talk to nobody his age, his children, started cussing him out like that, so like that. So I'm like, this man up here started a whole bunch of BS for nothing. And so after that, so he takes the cuffs off of him. Cop drive about his own business. This dude up here still trying to act hard a bit because like, he ready to go home or something. And then I know when we walking back to the car, when he walked back to the car, this dude up here, I know this man had tears in his eyes. This dude sitting back there like, and I'm like, is this nigga crying? And then I didn't have the excuse just to walk around the car one time and look, I'm like, this nigga's crying. So you start all this BS for the cops trying to act hard, like you ain't scared to get tased, and now you sit in the back car and let you go and you crying? I mean, good thing I didn't record this, because that would have been on YouTube. Cause I was like, FNB being a complete idiot. I was like, all he had to do was simply, man, he didn't even need to have the ice cream cone. He just put the pants up. I was trying to be cool with that dude weeks before then, but what, besides us to the Pistons Red Panda probably will say other videos, whatever, that experiment jump, so many other weird experiments, and then he did something, then the fact that he partially got his own some of the same BS that he always into, cause like, they completely ruined the video series that we were doing, not once but twice, just airing out somebody else's laundry. Yeah. For no reason. And then the next week, we back at the king of burgers. And I just had to be like, what were you doing? And they told about something about the cop disrespecting and all that. And in my mind, I was just mentioning like, I'm done with this nigga. I was like, he's gonna get somebody in trouble trying to act hard for no reason whatsoever. Yep. And then, it's not like up in one of these situations where he got wronged by the cops. It was all on him. Yep. Yeah, completely his fault. But I'm glad we had the opportunity, because with my story, the way I was telling it, there were some indiscrepancies I wasn't sure about. I'm glad you can remember it more clearly than I can, because my mind sort of fucked up. So, I'd like to thank you for the interview. You can fuck off now. I'd like to thank the dog for the interview.
Excuse me. I'd like to thank the dog for the interview. That was great. Well, yeah. But anyway, continuing on. So after the whole ordeal, I dropped off White Bread at his grandma's house. And me and FNB, we drove to a friend's house. It was my Afrocentric homeboy and his brother. FNB recanted the story, and he tried his damnedest to make the cop seem like he was the bad guy. Like the cop was in the wrong. So we hang out for a little while, shared some of our favorite rap lyrics. My Afrocentric homeboy's brother recanted the entire verse of Fuck Swag. Good track, by the way. I took FNB home. Afterwards, I talked with my Afrocentric homeboy, and he said,
you know, was in the wrong, right? Ain't no way in hell I was right.
This is before the whole Black Lives Matter thing had happened or whatever. So, it was before all the social media was displaying all the police brutality and all the other shit, that plagues black people in society today. So in my true heart of hearts, I believe if FNB would have told that story to my Afrocentric homeboy today, more than likely my Afrocentric homeboy would have sided with FNB. And that's it for that part. What kind of bullshit will happen in part 2? What is FNB doing today? Find out in the next part of the series. Trust me, you don't want to miss the amount of fuck shit that will happen. Okay, let's move on to the final thought. I find it fucking hilarious when people do me wrong and they act like they're in the right. And then they get continuously whooped in the ass by life. I mean, my life sucks. I mean, I don't need to surround myself with a bunch of fake ass, fuck ass, bitches and niggas and shit who just swear this false ass allegiance to me or whatever. I don't need that type of shit. That's how fucking betrayal happens. Look what happened to Caesar. The fucking Senate loved his ass or whatever. That nigga got betrayed by a bunch of the entire Senate and his best friend. He took that damn L. And that's how you make your life suck more than it already does. You think you're loved by a bunch of fuck niggas and false ass bitches who just want to see you do nothing more than fucking take L's. And when you take that motherfucking L, or you lose everything, or you have that sure fall from grace, they just gonna move on to the next motherfucker. Like bandwagon ass niggas. How many fucking Cavaliers fans have become Lakers fans over fucking night? Anyway, I digress. I don't need that kind of shit in my life. If you can't state your purpose, to me straight up, I'm not gonna play your motherfucking game. Alright, that's it. You can fuck off now!